Okay, I'm gonna call a meeting in order. First thing is pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Comments from the public? We don't, I guess we have any. Okay, then, has everybody looked over the minutes from the July meeting? I know it's been a while since we've had one, but I didn't have any issues when you sent them out. I didn't see anything that caught my attention. Anybody else? Okay.
I'll make a motion to pass them.
Okay, we've got a motion. Pass the minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye. 3-0. Old business, the shooting range. I really can't say anything about it because I've asked and I can't find anything. I've talked to the mayor about GE. He says that's a no.
I figured it would be.
You know, Wapaka, back, I think in July meeting, they said no, they want to hang on to what property they got for expansion.
Yeah.
So I'm just at the point that I don't think we're going to be able to find anything unless somebody passes on and donates a bunch of property to the Parks Board to set up a shooting range. With the way property is nowadays, I don't really foresee that happening either. So I think this time we'll just kind of mark it off that can't locate any places. We'll leave it at that. New business. First thing I want to bring up is this is Greg's second to last meeting. Next meeting will be his last meeting.
Yes.
And Jake has been working as Greg's assistant, and I'd like to have a motion to go ahead and next month appoint Jake as director of the Park Service. I got a motion.
I'm going to second it. One thing I want to add with that is I kind of want to look into the part you took on in 17,
Oh, the maintenance duties?
the maintenance duties, and just see if that may be able to be shuffled somewhere else where you just have the parks to worry about outside the buildings. I would like to look into that.
That would be nice. I mean, because especially summer months, they're tied up mowing grass. They've got a lot of stuff they need to do outside and not have to worry about doing maintenance on the
Well,
county
you can
buildings.
get so bogged down
Yes.
in it, but
It's just free.
Huh?
They get for tiresome.
There's,
Holy
yeah,
smokes.
there's no downtime in this early or late spring and summer when grass is growing and weeds are growing and we still got the maintenance due. Like I said, before the county took on 2 more properties that we've inherited. So it just, yeah, it's a lot.
and
really
you
is.
took on the maintenance plus the mowing and everything.
Yeah.
Not that that's separate, but it kind of.
And also the winter months. I mean, you got to have some time to repair and get stuff, you know, reconditioned for spring and summer too. I mean, it's
Yes.
not like you park it in the fall and you don't touch. You have to get everything ready to go for next spring, and sometimes that take a while. A lot of times to get equipment ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, our county highway department is finding that out with some of the equipment they got, that it's, there's always something broke down. So,
Well, we still stay busy doing maintenance, stuff like that. Getting the equipment all, you know, we're ready to go. We still have the parks that we have to maintain. So
well, with the stipulation that you're going to check with
I don't know who you check with.
That would probably be the commissioners.
The council, I think, was who I talked to back in 2018 when that was brought on to Parks and Rec. I was talking to council members at a budget session at that time, and that was all taken care of.
Would the council or the commissioners, since it's maintenance of buildings, would that fall under the realm of the commissioners?
I'm not sure who comes
He
up with our
checked.
job duties.
Yeah, I think the commissioners meeting is next week.
Yes.
So I'll check with them first and then I'll check if they send, if that's okay with them.
That-
Yeah.
That's fine. You know, so we got a motion and a second with the stipulation, checking on the other, but all in favor, say aye. Aye. Let's see. Solar lights in the restrooms at Magnet and Rome.
What we did, we got looking at our money this year, and LED lights and solar lights are coming down in price compared to what they used to be. So we were able to purchase some LED lights that run off of solar, that charges the battery. And when people come into the restrooms now in the evening hours, the light, there's big lights in there now. At the restrooms there at Wilkerson Park and Riverside Park. Wilkerson Park at Rome and Riverside Park there at Magnet.
Do they pop on when they walk in the door?
Yes,
Or do they- oh,
they don't have to touch anything. They just walk in, the sensor picks them up. Pretty much when you open the door, it trips them.
We were out in Rome the other day, or Magnet, we took Magnet, in Almost. It really looks good out.
Thank you.
I know the ramp is still there.
Mhm.
Was you gonna tear that down or we just leave it?
You talking about there at Rome?
Yeah,
Well, now that we got time, we're going to start working on getting it out of there.
okay. I didn't know if you decided not to.
No, you guys decided that first to go ahead and take it out, and that's what we're planning on doing. We just didn't have time before
I understand.
when we were busy mowing stuff. But I think with the snow and stuff, I think we mowed for our last time. So we've got those all done. Now we can start working on stuff that we kind of put off that we don't have time to do. Now we'll start, like the maintenance of equipment, taking that ramp out, stuff like that.
Work this that out, Jake.
I missed what you said, but I'm seeing the gales. What'd you say?
You got a month, work this that out.
Well, as far as the lights, I think that would be great. Because who wants to walk into the bathroom, the lights are off and can't see.
Yeah. Well, in the past, if you went there at nighttime, you better have a flashlight if you're in the dark,
And out in the county, you never know, we might step on a copperhead or something in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Tractor damage at Eagles Bluff.
That ended up being pretty minor. While using the tractor, something got up underneath there, it hit some metal stuff and it dented, and it must have been enough where it broke the fuel line. Got the fuel line loose and broke it, and fuel drained out, and there was no getting it back to the shop, so we had to have a wrecker come get it. Ohio Valley Towing did not send us a bill for towing that tractor down to Canary, and then once they got it fixed, I want to say it was like around $200. It's cheap. It wasn't much. The bill was a lot cheaper than I was anticipating.
Well, when I seen tractor damage in Eagles Bluff, that kind of hurt me up a little bit. That was it damage to somebody, vandalism, or
No, it
was just
While brush hogging there along the edge of that old blacktop road, there was a log or something, I guess, that we ran over top of and just bounced up and did some damage. But it's all been fixed.
the truck repair for the white Dodge, the oil sensor.
We had to get the oil sensor replaced on that truck, which we had to have the oil sensor replaced on mine too, a couple of years ago. The 16-foot trailer, we had some, trying to remember what
We're trying to load it at Rome.
knocked the gate off of it. That at Rome, the welding broke, and the gate fell off. Well, one half of the gate fell off the trailer, one side of it. We just strapped it back up, got it back in town, and took it down to Fraley's down there, and they fixed it. The, small trailer, we had to cut the back metal off of it and drag out some of the old boards that were old, rotten, broken, and put some new ones in, and then we had to have that welded back on. That was done by Tell City Parks Department. Their guy there that uses the welder, he did that for us. We let them use our lift, so in return they welded our trailer. Yeah, so there was no expense there.
Good.
Other than just buying the lumber. On the Skag, the new Skag, one of the bolts, the nuts up on the front wheel came off, didn't catch it in time, and the forks kind of spread a little bit. The bearing come out, got grass and stuff up in it while we was mowing, and so we had to take that wheel off, knock the races and stuff out, and redo all that. We did that. We just bought the parts. We did the work ourselves up at the shop.
This is the one that we're gonna have to talk about. The park hours at Eagles Bluff.
We're getting a lot of overtime in the summer, but ever since we've taken on the maintenance duties, that's not uncommon. But they want us to, I guess there's a 35-hour max that we're not supposed to get over.
Right.
We're a 2-member department. You can't keep up in the summer if you don't work a lot of extra hours. I just don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, the county's trying to cut corners because of the budget for next year
I get it.
it's getting pretty thin. Far as my feeling, everybody needs to chime in. I don't see a problem with closing it when y'all go at 4 o'clock or 3:30 or whatever and keep it closed on weekends. At one time, back a few years ago, we used to keep it open. I mean, it stayed open and we depended on either the police department accountant or the sheriff's department or the parks department to go up and lock it. Well, sheriff's department get busy out in county, they wouldn't have the deputy closed, accountant wouldn't have an officer on, and a lot of times it wouldn't get closed down, and then you got damage up there, vandalism. And only way I see keeping it from getting stuff tore up is that it needs to be locked. I mean, the county doesn't want to pay the overtime, and I understand that because it's going to be hard next year for the county. But at the same time, you know, I'm open to discussion on, I was talking about a gate, but it still is going to have to be closed and open because we can't leave it open 24 hours a day.
Well,
Yes.
the issues that we have is we go up there to, clean it up, close the park up. You'll have people still up there. They don't pay attention to the signage. You have to track them down sometimes. Sometimes they're just up at the overlook. Sometimes they're on the trails. But when they're out on those trails, if they're way back in the back and that wind's blowing through the woods and leaves are rustling, they can't hear you holler.
True.
If you blow the horn on the car, they don't know that that's you. They just think they're just somebody in the parking lot blowing their horn, so they don't pay attention to that. You can go looking for them if you want to, but usually there's just one of us there, so you can't really go looking because while you're out looking, someone else pulls up in the parking lot.
Sure, you can go look at.
So usually what we have to do is we have to call the police department and give them the plate number off the car, have them run the name through the CAD system to see if they've had any issues, contacts, or whatever with these people in the past, and hopefully find a phone number attached to a CAD that they can call and say, hey, where are you at? We're trying to close the park and your car's still there. Or you'll have a situation like what Jake had the other night where their car broke down, they're trying to get it going, can't get it going, they have to leave it there overnight and come back the next day. I realize it's not going to be a popular choice to close that park on Monday through Friday when we go home from work. and then leave it closed on the weekends. I get it. It's a nice park. People
No.
wanna go there.
I agree, cause my wife and I go up there a lot of times on weekends. We'll just go up there, get her under one of the shelter houses and take us a picnic lunch and just sit there. But at the same time, like I told her, you know, there's stuff up here that can be damaged, tore up, and I don't have much faith in some of the
Well,
young
if
people.
you look at the restroom building, I'm safe to say at least 90% of it is glass. Almost all of the fence around the overlook is glass.
Right.
The sinks and toilets in that restroom building are all porcelain. And if you leave it open, not only do we have to worry about the damage, I'll have to put those lights up there in the parking lot and going up to the walkway, put that back on a sensor that will kick those lights on at dark and turn it back off at daylight. And see, right now, we're not using any lights up there at night, other than one on the restroom building in the front and one in the back. Those are the only lights that burn up there at night. But our utility costs have gone up. We had to move money around this year to pay utilities, so we'll have to do it again next year. And then the next budget, Jake's gonna have to ask for an increase in the utilities already. If we start burning those lights up there at night,
It's gonna be,
those aren't even LED lights. That's that old style.
it's gonna get costly.
So, you know, we'd have to look at, to keep the cost down, replacing all those lights up there with LED, which would be the right thing to do. We've never done it because we don't use them. The only time we ever use those lights is during election time, when we have to get up there early and I have to turn the lights on so people come up to set up for the elections. And people sometimes, depending on what election it is, what part of the year, sometimes it's dark up there when people first start showing up, so we have to have the lights on for that.
Well, November election, it's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
When polls close and time they get done, the workers leave, it's, you know, it's gonna be dark for them too, so.
Those are the only times that we burn those lights up there. So it doesn't, to this point, it's never made sense to switch them to LED because we hardly ever use them.
Yeah.
But if we start using them all the time, we would need to switch those over because that'll help hold down the cost some.
My concern is getting stuff tore up, and I don't know if it's the council or commissioners are both coming up with the idea, maybe try to keep it open. It would be nice, but at the same time, we don't have money in the budget to take care of damage, and chances are, you might get lucky and find out who tore something out, but chances are you're
You
not.
won't. Chances are you won't.
You won't, I mean, that's just,
There's no cameras up there at all.
I looked into it one time and I would have to get a phone line because
Oh, really?
those cameras, in order to take a picture and send you the picture, it'd have to have a phone line. Well, that's a monthly cost, so I just dropped it. Once I found out I was going to have a monthly charge for cell phone, I thought,
So at Eagle, or this is Eagles Bluff, so at Magnet, Rome, you got solar lights there now. Is
In the
there any utilities that you pay at those parks?
yes, I have a security light on the ramp at Rome and in the parking lot there at Rome. At Magnet, I have a security light there, but we also have lights on that shelter that people can flip a switch and turn the lights on, and there's electrical outlets there. They're up high because of the flood, you know, they can't be down low, but they are up high where they can have access to electricity there.
And that goes out of your budget.
Yes, we pay that to Southern Indiana Power. We pay, it's like 52, normally without people leaving the lights on, it'd be $53 at, Rome or, Magnet. At the airplane crash site, it's $7.50 for a security light there over the monument. And then there at Rome, it's $15 for those two security lights there.
I probably knew that, but I'm kind of stunned that that's not within the county's arsenal of utilities. So do you pay at your office?
No.
Out of your budget?
No, I don't pay those bills at the office. Those go, I don't even get them.
Okay.
They go,
And so it don't make sense to me why these places are coming out of your budget.
I don't know why we even have a fuel cost. You know, when I was at the police department, I didn't pay the fuel bill for all those police cars. You have no control over that, so all of that was handled at City Hall.
Internally, yeah.
But when I came here to the Parks Department and for the county, we pay our own fuel bills.
Same way coroner's office. And used to our own phone bills, but then the commissioners probably took over the phone bills, so it wouldn't have to come out of our budgets. So, but yeah,
But we do need an answer from the board on what you guys want to do, because we're catching a lot of heat for the overtime, and I get it. Honestly, I don't want the overtime, you know? And I'm pretty sure Jake don't want it either.
With everybody's permission, I would like to talk to the commissioners at their meeting about this gate option. I
Sure.
think it would be
Absolutely.
it would be an electric gate that would open automatically at a certain time, close at a certain time. It's kind of middle ground.
The issue, here's what we need to remember about the gate. You talk like weekends?
I'm talking every day. It would open at a certain time and it would close at a
If
certain.
we're doing it every day, we would still have to go up there from time to time, because you will have people get locked in there. They won't, I think you could have a flashing neon light and they won't pay attention to it. But we would still have to go up for that, but we'd also have to go up there and clean that building up. That restroom building would have to be cleaned up every day.
Every day.
If we're gonna be open on Saturdays and Sundays, we would still have to go up there and clean that restroom building on Saturdays and Sundays if we're gonna have it.
So when you close up on the weekends now, you clean and everything?
Yeah, because we're open the next day right now. We're hoping you guys change that tonight, because we're still getting overtime right now.
Yeah.
Well, that might start changing now that we're not mowing and stuff, but still, that, if we're still gonna be going there on the weekends and stuff,
I'll make the motion.
and the holidays, we still open and close that thing on holidays that we get off for the county, we still open and close that park. So if the board is in agreement, I would love to close it when we go home from work, leave it closed on the weekends, and if you have a holiday through the week that we're paid to be off that holiday, it'd be nice to be off that holiday instead of have to go up there and open and close that park.
I understand that.
Makes it difficult for the family.
Oh,
I'm not talking for him, I'm talking about.
I know.
And
I
like
get called out all the time. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
so-
And like I've told you guys in the past, that is one of the things that the people I've hired in the past, that they don't dislike the job. But think about it from, how would you feel having to open and close a park every single day of the week? 7 days a week. And that's why I struggle to keep people. They didn't dislike the job. They liked the job. But that open and closing that park on every Saturday, Sunday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Veterans Day, every holiday that we got paid to be off, they were up there open and closing the park. And sometimes it was me. When they couldn't do it, they were sick, or I was looking for help, I'm just doing it.
My sister just asked me the other day about, what about the Sabbath? Perry County doesn't believe in the Sabbath. You don't get that day off. So, and I was joking with her, but it was halfway through, but to speak to what he's saying, it makes it very difficult.
Oh,
You're trying to
I understand about,
have yourself a picnic.
the hours and stuff. You can't plan on anything because you never know. Now, what the gate situation, I don't know if it automatically open and close at a certain time, but if somebody got closed in after hours, I'm just wondering if they could be a electric eye somewhere farther up, but then where the gate would open, but then,
A
Yeah.
remote open.
yeah,
You'd have people walk up there though.
well, that's
open
what,
it, and
that's
have
what
someone
I'm
drive
thinking
to the
about.
gate.
Or somebody's trying to come down and it opens up for them to come out, and somebody's sitting there and they drive in, it's still gonna be a two-way street for them to come in and go as they want.
Have you noticed I know there's a new tower. Is there better service up there now?
Seems like to me there is.
I know we had it, You're not Cindy, are you? We had a meeting, gosh, back in March, and it was so spotty, trying to live stream or record it.
Yeah.
So, that's why I was curious if that tower really.
Now that that tower's up, I don't think we'll see as much flow of people, because like I've told you before, a lot of people would drive up there just because they'd be up on top of that hill
Use their cell phone.
and they could connect with their cell phones and do their social media. Now that that tower's there, I don't know that people will use it as much. I still think some people will go there just because it's a nice place to be.
But they would have service to call
Yes.
if they would get stuck, was what
Well, you would always have service up there. You just, down by the gate and between the gate and Schwab Safe area, the old Schwab Safe building,
It's still dead.
there, it just, well, not now, but it was.
Oh,
It used to be.
I made the call to my brother on purpose 3 times during the last couple of weeks. After I closed the park, I called him when I was leaving.
down at the bottom.
I was up at the top.
Oh, you said,
I called him, and I drive all the way into town, and I had service, except for just on the other side of Camden, it got a little spotty, where he's going, hey, there you go. But then I got right out of that, and I had service for the weekend. But previously, what I'm saying is, what Greg has alluded to, is you don't have any service down at the bottom, and then by that safe company, it's nothing. Anyway, 3 times here in the last couple of weeks, I've done it with my brother, just trying it out. It was working, everything was good. I was very pleased.
Well, I think I'm coming to the commissioner meeting, it's Tuesday.
yeah,
Evening.
that's 6, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be at the meeting, usually come to meetings anyway between Cindy and I. We can see what the commissioners, what their feelings is, but my personal feeling, lock it up on weekends, because I know how it's been in the past, depending on the police department. And at one time, back many years ago, when Mr. Ramsbottom was the director, and Calton had several police officers where they had somebody on basically all the time. Now they don't have.
They don't have anybody works night at all.
Every once in a while, but most of the time they're working days and afternoons, but sheriff's department takes calls for them the biggest part of the time, and then a lot of time, well, Cal City runs up there a lot of time because the sheriff's deputies somewhere, or they're out in the county, and county gets a call. It's quicker for Cal City to respond than it is the county until the county gets there. And I don't feel we should depend on the law enforcement.
There's also a problem with handing out keys to people. You'll lose track of your keys.
Yeah.
You don't know how many duplicates are made. There's a lot of
Yes.
evidence that way.
When you start handing out keys to various people, you just don't always get them back.
I'm gonna make a motion to go with what Greg is saying here. And we talk to the commissioners, because I know there's one commissioner, Pam, has vocalized very loudly that she wants it open 24/7. And I was just trying to find a compromise in between there. So, but if it's okay, we talk to them and see what their feelings are, because the money would have to come from somewhere.
Just explain to them that if they want to do the 24/7, that we would have to increase our utility, and we would definitely have to increase our park maintenance. Those two, that's just a given, because we'd have to switch those lights over to LED. I don't know what that would cost. There's, I think there's like 8, 9 lights up there that we'd have to switch over to LED. Plus, those would have to be put back on the sensor, and they would start kicking on from, daylight or at night at dusk, and then kick off when it starts getting daylight up there.
Well, let's just table it then until after we,
And if you want, I'll be happy to come with you to wherever you want me to go to help talk this out.
We've got Thanksgiving coming up though.
Yeah.
I say allow them to do what they need. I mean, are they still really hollering about the overtime? I mean, you have to know
Just yesterday.
just yesterday.
For some reason, we've been put in a category. At one time, I don't remember if there was a limit of, And now I think some departments have a lot bigger limit.
40 for the.
Some people have 240-hour limit. For some reason, he and I are on a 35-hour limit. I don't know why.
Per pay period or
And they get a year.
year?
to use it.
For we can't have no more, we're not supposed to have no more than 35.
Overtime hours
Yes.
in a year's time?
I don't,
Any moment in time.
any more time, we're not supposed to be over 35.
Their work schedule, no more than 35 hours a week. That'd be what, 70 hours every 2 weeks.
So, I mean, we're taking off, we're burning up every day, we're trying to take off an hour early here, hour early there, and we're burning it back down now. In the past, I always accumulated in the summer the summer
Right.
time period. Then in the fall, I would start burning up and get rid of it. But they don't want us doing that, I guess. They want us to stay under 35. And
There's,
when you're a 2-member department with the workload we have, it's tough to do.
and in the summer, see, that's where I can advocate for you. There's no way in mowing hours and the jobs that need done in the spring, summer, fall.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, and then you make that up in the winter. There's, that only makes sense.
It takes us 2.5 days just to do all the mowing. 2.5 days.
And that's if nothing breaks down.
Yeah, everything
Stuck in
goes
And
good.
then in the other 2.5 days, we have to do all the maintenance that we have to do and all the spraying of weeds that we have to do.
I get it. I do get that. But on Thanksgiving, I think they should be able to do what they need to do, enjoy their families.
On Thanksgiving, we can say close it for that day until we get
Close it from Thursday to, I mean.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to walk the trails, they can walk.
Walking is always open. It's just the vehicle traffic that we restrict because, we can't have them up there.
they really want to walk real bad, walk up that hill.
Yes, sir.
And there's
I
probably.
mean,
quite
you
a few
get
that
people,
do.
I come across a couple
Oh, you're fine.
yesterday coming down, and I mean, I don't know how old they were, but they looked like they're in the late 60s. I'm going, good Lord, I'm 52 and I ain't walking up that hill.
No.
What are you doing?
Can I make a motion to allow them to close that? What is Thursday's date, the 20?
What do we need?
27th is the Thursday.
So the 27th through the 1st?
Okay. Got a motion for closing from 27th to 1st, all in favor? Aye. And then, by then, well, next week, maybe we'll get an answer from the commissioners and see if they're gonna take the bull by the horns or pass it on to the county council as far as what they're gonna do. We're gonna start having to replace stuff and fix stuff, because it's gonna happen. I mean,
So do you physically lock that back, the glass building at
Yes.
this time? Okay.
May I also ask, I know you said council would be in session about this time.
council meets commissioners meet Tuesday, council meets Thursday.
I'm looking
Next week.
at Christmas
Oh,
for this year.
What is that? Is the council's meeting, it's week before
I
Thanksgiving,
don't have a
correct?
calendar.
it's on the 22nd, I think.
Next week's the 20th,
Oh, okay, yes,
so the 27th is next week.
the 20th is the council, so they're both next
They're,
week,
they're both next week, yeah.
18th or 20th.
So we'll discuss it with them and see, their feelings, and just say, hey, you gonna put extra money in to repair stuff when it gets tore up?
Would it be a good idea to go ahead and discuss Christmas and New Year's right now while we're here?
Well, yeah, my feeling with that is the holidays.
What do you normally do?
We open it,
You go every day?
yes, 7 days a week. Unless we have an issue where the pump isn't working and we can't get water up top of the hill, then we may all come to you and say, hey, we've got a problem up there, I can't get water up there to flush the toilets and stuff. So we'll need to, close the park down, and we've done that in the past when we had issues, but under normal circumstances, that park's open 7 days a week.
So do you normally work Christmas?
Yeah.
Christmas, I mean, outside that park, do you
Oh,
normally work?
no, if it's a holiday for us, we're off. We still have to go open, close that park, but
Okay.
we're off.
I was just trying to get some dates here. So you wanna do them separate?
Yeah, I think we
You know,
should.
both of them.
I mean, I'd like to see you guys not open it the 20th and then open it back on the 2nd.
Oh, for through December, through the,
In case if anybody's planning trips or anything, that they do not have to worry about that.
The Christmas time period wouldn't be as bad because it's cold and we don't have as many visitors to the park when it's cold.
And that's why I think if we just shut it down for a longer period
To
of
be quite honest with you, that's why I didn't set up the fly home for Christmas this year. Because I have to deal with the party. I mean,
I have no problem with closing it for that time frame. Just.
so what is your dates?
we would it'd be closed Saturday, the 20th. And then open it back up on Friday, the 2nd.
We got a motion? We got a
I
second?
will second that.
We got a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It carries.
The only thing I would ask is if you happen to be working any of those days, are you totally off that period?
If it's a holiday, yes.
So you're normally off the 20th?
No. Only if it's a holiday. If it's, we're off
Okay.
on a holiday, but 20th would be a typical work day if it's Monday through Friday.
So you could check it, just to make sure everything's okay. Any period of time in that, just to go up there and check.
you said within the normal work hours?
Within the normal work hours,
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely, not,
I have no problem doing that.
Does that make
In our normal work hours, we typically, when we come to work, we'll go up there, open the park. If it needs to be cleaned, we'll clean it up. And then if you guys allow us, when we go home from work at the end of the day, we'll go up there, make sure there's nobody in the park. We'll close it down, lock it all up, and then go home for the day.
and that's what I think we were kind of getting at to do in between all this.
Yeah.
I was just asking this 20th through the 2nd, if you're actually working your normal hours, if somewhere in those hours you would.
If
be
we're
able to
doing our
just check
normal
it.
work day, we can go ahead and open and close it like we always would. What we're asking for is to not go up there on the weekends and holidays.
So we're okay with this, but if you decide to open it,
Is it your discretion?
yes,
Yeah, just,
during that period, that's
I mean,
fine.
If we're at
Yeah.
work that day, we'll go ahead and open it and close it when we go home, because we want people to be able to go to the park.
Yeah.
It's just what we don't wanna do anymore is because it's getting to be too much overtime and it's, it's difficult to do is to open and close that thing on Saturdays and Sundays and holidays.
We both been discussing taking those days off, using our comp time that we have a lot of.
that's what I was
Before
gonna ask about,
Christmas.
vacation or comp time in between Christmas and New Year's.
That was what we've been discussing, yes, and then, but with our understanding previous to today is, well, okay, I'll go up there and open and close every day. Get that done, but if that, my gosh, that'd be wonderful to not have
So
to
if we
do that.
stick with these two that we just motioned on,
Yeah,
Yeah,
then I'll make a motion on this lines that you have here, the closing on weekends, closing on holidays, Monday through Friday, close at the end of the shift. From here forth, unless
We hear otherwise.
you hear otherwise, unless the council commissioners, whichever, say we want it, I mean, they'd overrule us, I assume. I don't know,
well, I don't know if they actually.
but if they have another idea,
Yeah, they're
that
gonna
would
have to
work
come up,
better.
they'd have to come up, if they're wanting to keep it open, they're gonna have to figure out some way to come up with a emergency fund or something to take care of all the damages.
yeah,
Well,
thing
the
is-
hours,
Sorry.
the hours of operation is your job to pick,
Yeah,
not theirs.
that's that was my understanding, that they have no control over the hours.
And then this is what we're looking at.
Yes.
Now,
You
if
know-
they want something,
I would love to have different hours at that park if it would work out some way, but I don't know how it will work out. You got a 2-member department.
Yeah.
That's on a 35-hour overtime
Jake, where do you live
restriction, or comp time restriction.
Where do you live at?
In the side town, Virgil Hill, fixing to move out to St. Mark's.
It's not
You're
convenient.
fixing to move out to St. Mark's.
Yeah, next, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It'll just be a longer drive, but.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
But man, most of us have been kids at one point in our lives. I know when I was a teenager, we were doing everything we could do. We have a orchard is what we have back home. And we knew where to go, and all the boys would get together and go drinking in the orchard. And I'm looking at the park, and if it's open 24 hours a day, talking great about this. As soon as the teenagers find out,
Yeah.
oh, it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
drinking
party,
spot.
it's gonna be a party place.
Well, we'll have stuff on up there that we don't want.
But that's why I was going with
I
the
wasn't this way,
electric. If that's closed,
they-
there's no
damaging.
drug dealer's gonna walk up that hill to do whatever.
No.
There's nobody drinking. It's gonna drag up stuff, is what I'm thinking. Now, at the campground, I'd lock that gate and they'd walk up there. Blows your mind, but they will do it.
All right, were you all done? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I'm done with
that's
it.
settled.
Okay. On the Jerry Farmer Trail, and I'll let Jake talk about that because he was up there for it.
That was a very, very good event. We got a lot of good praise from, well, variety anyways, you know, very good, but with a variety of people saying, wow, this place looks great, you did a good job. Referenced bathroom a couple times, referenced when the trails were for that trail. We went through, it was 2 weeks before, we weeded the trails real good. And then with our tractor being down, we weren't able to get up there to brush hog back beyond that trail. But we got a tractor back, then got our mercy, it rained. So I did the brush hog that whole week, and then on Friday, it wasn't raining. Before this event, I ran up and I brush hogged that back in, made that look real pretty. And they were so pleased and thanking the county, thanking us. And you guys did a wonderful job. It's beautiful. Everything. I was elated to be praised that well.
Oh, good, because Cindy went up there, we was up there one day, had a picnic, and she walked back through there and she liked the sign and stuff. She thought that was really nice. She was praising that sign and everything. She thought that was really nice.
It was. It's already failing though. It's showing some separation.
Already in the woods.
And they talked to you up there about that.
We may have to, I'd like to stay with the theme that we have there, but maybe have those signs made of, say, like solid wood. And instead of that laminated type stuff, maybe have them with solid wood with the design that we currently have. The design we currently have, I think, is really nice. And maybe take like a router and route the wording and stuff in there and stuff like we had before. The signs we had before were just wood boards with the words routed out and, you know, colors and stuff inside.
Withstand the weather.
They withstood the weather. These newer signs, I don't know if they just, whoever made them, I don't know what they did, but they're starting to show a little, you know, wear and tear already. So we may have to replace them at some point in time, you know, in the near future. And I would like to just maybe keep the thing we have and just make them out of solid wood instead of the laminated stuff. I think we'll be good there.
Next line, or next item is salaries for the director and assistant. I don't know, when are you who's gonna post, for an assistant? You gonna wait till after January 1st or?
I want him to go to the next council meeting and request.
Yeah.
And request to do that, get permission to go ahead and start the process.
Okay.
Realizing he can't hire by until after December 31st, but go ahead and start the process.
Try to get.
Still wait till the last minute, yes.
See if anybody is interested, because it might take a while, you know, you just never know.
Right.
You know, and with that, the thing is, when people start asking about salaries, they'll say, well, back to the 2024 salary, which is 5% less than what we're making this year. And people's going to start asking about it, because I think that's the problem that the highway department's got right now, with people checking about doing work highway department, when they find out what the county's paying.
I've been in government for 40 years, never seen this,
Lot,
never seen where your salaries get cut.
I've never seen it anywhere.
I mean,
Worked in several states.
I started in the government in 1975. They some years on the police department, they said, well, we're not giving you a pay raise, but in the final outcome, it always gave them up 3 to 5 to 10% more. They said they wouldn't give us anything. They finally did. But, and I understand this county's not the only county in this situation this year. Every county in the state's got the same issue. So hopefully,
I'm not faulting any of the people involved in the process. I'm just saying I've never seen it before.
you know, it's
They gotta do what they gotta do. I fully understand that. It's not gonna affect me because I'm retiring, but it will affect Jake and whoever he goes to hire.
right.
And I just hate to see that, you know.
And I get it. I do want to say, I do understand that it was a stipend. So it literally wasn't money taken away, if it's my understanding. It was a 1-year stipend. That was what they did. They just couldn't renew it this year. Again, raises. I'm not advocating for or against, I'm just saying that was what my understanding was. So everybody seemed.
And that was a big argument last year when it was budget hearings about, you know, it's this,
Doing a stipend
yeah,
instead of.
instead of a salary, and they was people on both sides fighting both ways. But in the long run, the county employees were the ones that came out on the short end of the deal.
At the end of the day.
Under the item J there, they did cut our equipment account by $500. We only get $1,000 a year. They cut it by 500, but they gave us the money I asked for a set of tires for the big trailer. So they put that in, so we're still at 1,000. So they took 500, they gave us back another 500 for the tires.
Fix and use that, you need to.
But and then I think they did that with a lot of the
Yeah.
budgets, because they cut the coroner's budget some, but then in return they increased other areas of it that they knew they was going to have to come up with money. So they went ahead and increased that, and then cut other areas, trying to balance it out to stay about the same as it was this year. So, and I
Well,
understand that.
One of the things I talked with Jake about was, since they cut us, you know, if they, on my landscaping budget, here a few years ago, they took $1,000 out of it then. So I only get 3,000 now a year to buy all the chemicals that we use for spraying all the properties with. That also buys mulch for the building, and it buys the salt that we need. So, you know, we're already out of money in landscaping. And I took him, you know, I bought mulch last year and I bought salt the year before. So
You have any salt on hand now?
a little bit,
Very little.
Probably not.
we're hoping we can make it till January 1.
At the armory, I've got 5 bags. That's what I can remember right now. Yes, very much.
So we're gonna try, we're hoping to make it to January to get the new budget so we can at least buy some salt.
Well, I'm hoping for a mild winter, but you never know.
You can always go and say, you need.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate going and asking for money.
There's a sign. That's what I was looking for. A sign that is router, like you're talking about. I mean,
Yes.
it needs,
That will last a lot longer.
yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's basically what we had.
And I guess you could put colors and stuff
Yes.
on that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that sign before.
Yeah.
You
I have to
shouldn't
do a
sell
lot
over
of this
there.
stuff, so- So this one is probably, gosh, 30 to 40 years old. So, and I mean, it's been cleaned up and but it's,
But we just replaced the ones that we had, and they've been there, I think, probably since they kind of took over in 2008. So they lasted a long time. So that's probably something like that we'll probably need to go back to. And that's all we have.
Okay, any other business?
Can I ask just for my kicks and giggles?
Yes.
So I get an understanding of previous conversation with the park, Eagles Bluff, hours up there. If I understood it correctly, forgive me, I'm gonna repeat. y'all gonna go to the commission and bounce off them, see what they say?
Tuesday, at 5 o'clock,
Okay,
6 o'clock Tuesday.
Yeah.
then I'm assuming on our next meeting next month.
Well,
We'll
we've
address
been
this.
voted that, it's my understanding, we voted that what is on the agenda here, the closing on weekends, closing on holidays, and the Monday through Friday, open at the beginning, close at the end of your shifts.
Okay,
That's what we're doing.
I just like this,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Thank you.
that's what,
Thank you.
and then during those closed periods that we okayed,
yes.
you use your own discretion on opening, during that
Thank you
period.
for that.
And we'll see what the commissioners and the council, their feelings are. And again,
Well, what we're doing here, Warren, should cut out a lot of that overtime that we're getting. That will make them happy, and it'll make me happy, and I think it'll probably make Jake happy too. Yeah.
I can I understand, having to run up there every morning and, run up every evening and on weekends when you can't really plan on anything. I mean, somebody's gotta open and close.
Yeah.
Well, when you got just two people working,
It's,
and like, I'm trying to burn up time, and I've got so much time, I've been here 10 years, so I've got a lot of time I'm trying to get rid of, vacation, PTO, comp, all that stuff, I'm trying to get rid of it, but yet I hate to be gone because I'm trying to train him in. So, and then he's over the 35 hour mark, so he needs to be taken off, but he don't want to take off because he needs to be here and learn the job, because I'm leaving at the end of December, so it's just a double-edged sword.
I understand.
January 2nd, I'm gonna call him.
He's shutting off his cell phone.
Let's get some coffee real quick.
Greg, we appreciate.
Yes.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You've put a lot of time in and you know how things operate. Hate to see you go, but at the same time, I'm glad Jake's willing to step in, because I was kind of worried back last year, he was talking about retiring, who's going to get to take over, because you've had employees in the past that didn't work out. I don't think they wanted the job too bad to start with, so I'm glad Jake's left California and came to Indiana.
Dinner with the sun.
Yeah. So, any other business?
I don't know,
Any motion,
I'll make that motion.
second, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. No.
Session.
I don't know how to shut it off right.
Jake's on this. Or in stream.